All right, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 coming at you between Acer MMA and Western Wolves Czech. The shortest introduction I've ever done because why not? This is for the Dailymotion Cup Group A final match. MMA is up 1-0. It just kind of blew the doors down on Czech on the last map, Star Station. Now he's trying to close it out. But Czech, if he hangs on just a little bit longer, he might be able to stay alive in this tournament. As a brief recap for you guys that have not tuned into today's group, we've had a bit of an interesting results. Scarlet is out, eliminated pretty damn quickly, unfortunately. But I have to say, MMA played really well. Squirtle played so fantastically well. It was a really fantastic play by Squirtle. He just blew apart both Scarlet and Czech. Absolutely no difficulty whatsoever. Drone Scout going out because Czech is paranoid since he's playing versus MMA. And MMA is going to open up Barracks Gas. It's going to be Reaper again for MMA with no wall. It always boggles my mind with no wall. On this map especially, the ramp distance between the main base and the ramp is insane. Like, I don't know. I guess it can be maybe he doesn't want to move his units around that much, but the drone comes in and it's going to see this barracks. Won't see too much else. Could try to nibble away on this SCV that's building the barracks, but immediately forces one to be pulled. And this is just Czech being annoying to MMA. Just being a very annoying Zerg player. Hatchery is coming in though. Gas is being mined. And let's see what else we've got going on here now as this drone decides to push in. And the May's going to start up that Reaper. And let's see, spawning pool is on the way for Czech. No gas just yet though. Extractor begins. So he will be getting the gas, and we've seen kind of Czech kind of use this as his response. I do wonder though if he's going to do what he did the last time. He lost a game and just actually go for the all-in, not try to risk any standard macro play. But I guess we'll have to see as that Reaper does pop out. So second Reaper behind that doesn't wall off at all, and this SCV will move down to the natural to build the command center. He's got balls, I guess, as this Reaper goes out to scout now. But kind of like how MMA, just based on what he scouts, he's like, well, yeah, I can get third command center. Maybe I don't need to, maybe I need to play a little bit more safe. It's one of the great things about the Reaper Expand, in all honesty. Just getting information is so nice. And this Reaper does come in, starts to poke away at these drones. Doesn't look like he's going to get that free drone kill that he had in the last game. So he's getting awfully hairily close with this. This Reaper. he's making him work for this one. He does get a drone anyway. Yeah, just because I said so. He could probably, it's like one of those few situations where he wasn't like stream cheating. He was like cast. He was just like listening in, and he's like, oh, okay, won't get the drone. Well, he did. That was a really nice micro from MMA to make that work. And now, of course, there's the reactor, the factory, and the third command center. Still no wall. The Zergling speed, if he gets Zergling speed and just hits him with a huge swell, he could do a lot of damage. I think Czech has to kind of consider that he's built everything in his main base. So if there's no wall, then speed is not bad by any means if he can get in on top of everything. But I guess we'll have to see. MMA's played a lot of 3 command center builds, so Czech even has an opportunity to just straight up metagame him on it. But he's just putting out pure drones for the time being. He does have 6 Zerglings on the field, just not doing anything with them yet. And it's Hellion production for now from MMA. He's putting out his first 2. He's got a Reaper checking for that third base. And he can see that the rocks are being worked away at. So Czech is not doing anything crazy just yet. His Zergling speed is about to finish. Yeah, that's all. There's nothing really else, anything else going on. He's just droning very heavily. So it looks like we're not going to see that Zergling speed come into effect. So the lack of the wall doesn't really have any impact on this game. And MMA is already starting to close off that natural gap anyway with a low ground wall. So Reapers and Hellions giving chase to a few of those lings. They have the speed. And he's going to walk up here, and these Hellions should have no trouble cleaning up most of them. Okay, couple stragglers get away. Third hatchery begins. And, Okay, second gas geyser is there. So I'm wondering where's Czech spend his gas. He goes straight for Lair after this. Oh, it's double evolution chamber. Okay, that's fine. Double evo chamber, never bad. And the Hellions are still pressuring though. These queens, man, they're trying to dance, but it's difficult. It's difficult. They don't have their ballet shoes on. And here MMA is with you know, 6 Hellions. He's got this Reaper. Oh, that's so cute how you can just keep the Reaper up there. It's really, really nice. He's going to run another Reaper back into the main base. He wants to see what's going on in here, check if the lair is started yet. And he's going to see, okay, there's no lair. He has not seen the evolution chambers yet. So it's one of those situations where it's like he could have Evos, he could have a lair. Better send the Reaper in just to make sure. And now he's back inside the natural. He sees, okay, you've only actually have 2 extractors. This Reaper does get caught because life is hard. And he still has another Reaper that can check the third base, but it's not that big of a deal. He already knows what's really happening. And here's the factory. He's gonna make a reactor. MMA is just gonna do his thing. Marines are working away on the rocks. These Hellions are still on the field. Lair is now on the way. The +1/1 is coming in for MMA. And MMA's just going to try to blow down these rocks and take his third base, it seems. The Hellions are here. He's just checking to make sure there's no Zerglings tagging the base or watching it. And he's adding on barracks. So he's got a huge amount of bio infrastructure getting set up here. Nothing really outside the ordinary for the Terran player. But the Baneling Nest is now starting. So all the tech is getting rounded off for Czech. He's adding on another hatchery even. There's some Hellions in the field trying to do some harass, but there's actually really nowhere for MMA to do any harass to Czech. There's nothing really all he can do. Finally breaks these rocks down. And he will be able to start mining on this third base. Pretty nice timing. 10 minutes is never bad for a third base. If you get it down by 10 minutes, you're golden. Reaper takes a couple shots. Can't really do too much because it's kind of trapped there, to be honest with you. But now MMA can start to push out and put on some real pressure, especially with the medevac coming out. I wanted to say the medevacs, but it's just one. Keeping that with the Marines, though, is really, really nice, just to give a possible escape plan. Of course, you always want to save up a scan as well. The whole goal is to kill the creep. He's going to get right on top of these queens. I wonder if Czech even noticed losing 3 queens like this actually sucks pretty bad. There is no scan, though. No scan to grab those creep tumors. I guess he didn't have enough energy. He's going to instead load up a drop. And all these Zerglings and Banelings are prepared to hold. But the Spire's on the way in the main base. This Overlord, oh, he should see this medevac without much trouble. And I'd like to see him still scan and press the front and kill this creep off, because the Hellions should be able to get away versus the Banelings before the speed's done. But here's the drop in the main. Does he see it? Does he see it? Does he know what's coming? This Reaper's dancing around. And here come the Marines. Oh, he's going to kill even more queens, it seems. Going after those queens. The Zerglings coming in at the same time. Picks up. Saves most everything. There's the scan. Starting to pick off the creep tumors. This is what MMA needs to do. Just slow down that Zerg expanding. Be it the expansion of creep or the drones or the bases. The Banelings are coming in, and without the speed, they're not going to be able to get to this army. One more money scan from MMA, and he's cleaned up a majority of the creep tumors on this map. I think there's still one lone, yeah, that sucks. One lone active tumor out here in this center. That is a bit unfortunate. Okay, he's going to scan and kill that anyway. A lot of potential mules spent on the scans to kill off these creep tumors, but MMA doesn't care. He's cool with it. He hadn't really added on that much production anyway, so he doesn't have the money to really afford to actually spend it. He can't really make units, I guess, is the point that I'm trying to make. Now that he's added on these barracks, that extra resources, he'll need to start muling up a little bit more. But he's planted widow mines in the wake of all of this, so he should be able to grab maybe a few straggling units here and there. Always nice. And he's just continuing to press out, bring a little bit of pressure. He's got a medevac headed towards the right side for a drop. The Overlord placement from Czech is phenomenal, being able to spot all of the potential drop pots that could be taken by MMA as he moves in. And he does need to be careful still. There's a lot of widow mines in the field covering his tracks, but here comes the drop to the main base. There's 2 Banelings and a bunch of Zerglings. That's more than enough to hold this off. As well, Czech, he's holding. He himself is holding on. But now MMA, this is it. This is where he tries to make something happen. He's going to load up another medevac. The widow mine gets a shot off on absolutely nothing. The Mutalisks roll in. And, yeah, I'm kind of wondering where MMA wants to go from here. There's no 4th command center, so Does he just sit here and turtle up, or? I don't know. There's the drop now moving in. There's only a Spore Crawler here to defend, and the Queen. MMA needs to unload. He needs to unload. This medevac is getting awfully low health. He's taking an engagement. He's splitting his Marines pretty well, but there's so many Mutalisks here, and with these Banelings, it's just not enough. This drop doesn't really end up doing anything at all. MMA takes a pretty tough fight as his forces begin to join up, and he's still bringing the pressure. He's still got a great rally moving down the field. MMA does not like to give up, that is for sure. He will continue to rally these pushes until the cows come home. And man, Mad Bull wouldn't even think that one's funny. He's coming in. Got the Widow Lines as well at the bottom of this ramp is very, very nice. And yeah, the Widow Mine really hit from there. That's weird. But he's just rallying. He's just streaming Marines out of his base and onto the production, out into the field. He's gonna, and he always takes a medevac after every time he fights and just splits it off. But here comes that fight. The Banelings trying to get on top of everything. The rocks blown over. The Marine splits are phenomenal from MMA. These Banelings barely do anything. And he's gonna come in here. These rocks shouldn't pose too much of a threat to the Terran army. And what does he have here? A couple Zergs on the left, a couple Zergs on the right. There's the Banelings. There's the goodie bag. But now the Thor is here. Trying to tank some damage, potentially help deal with these Mutalisks. That splash damage is so nice. He does need to be careful, though. That Thor is in a bit of a risky position. Oh, and using that medevac, just picking it up and pulling back. Oh, that medevac is worth a lot of money, though. He needs to keep the Thor alive. No, he loses it. That Thor dies a horrible, painful death. And with it, these Marines potentially... Why would I doubt MMA's Marine splitting? This guy is so good. Widowmine continue to get some shots off on these mutas. The rally never stops. The drop hits that third base. MMA is pushing in. He wants to advance out of this group, and he is showing it with his play so much better than the first time around against Czech. Kills the third base off. It's all down to this fourth. If MMA can take this out, I don't think Czech has too much left going for him. This endless rally down the map has really been working wonders. And now... here he comes. A couple of nice Baneling hits, but Thor's still here. Widowmine grabs another one, and he's going to move some units up, just elevatoring slowly but surely. And this is pretty damn good. Yeah, just lifting up the units as they come here to try to stop them. Very, very nice play from MMA. And these barely any drones even mining on this hatchery, so he's really starting to choke out Czech. And here he comes. He's going to bring the Banelings in. No, he doesn't want to engage into that many Widow Mines. I wouldn't want to either, personally. Hatchery's halfway done rebuilding on that third base, but MMA, he's got Czech blocked. Czech can't mine on this base. The third has fallen. That's all she wrote on that one, and now the Mutalisks and Banelings have to protect the original third base as Marines run into the main. MMA has so much, he's maxed. He's just cranking him at the Widow Mines, the Thors for days. He's got Marines for days here. And Czech needs a perfect Baneling detonations, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get them. The only way to do it is on creep. And this is his chance. He's moving in. Oh, he needs to be so careful. More Marines and Marauders are here. I don't know what you do in this situation. I mean, he's got the supply lead, so you might as well just keep pressing. All you need to do is not overextend and give up the lead that you have. But with the economy that MMA has on 4 bases versus maybe 3.5, actually just 2 bases. There's nothing mining on the mineral line in the main base anymore. Basically 2 base econ versus 4, since even MMA is starting to pick up a few pennies here. Makes it very, very difficult. And I mean, Czech's just gonna try to go for counter harass. He's like, let's do this. Missile turrets though make that quite difficult. And I think Czech's starting to realize he's getting boxed. He's really getting boxed in. GG, yeah, Czech's just like, screw it, I can't win, and MMA takes a 2-0 win. He is going to, he's going to move out and get out of the group. MMA winning and getting out of Group A.